Nana sat on the cold floor of the prison cell, her back against the rough wall. The air was thick and smelled of sweat and sadness. Women sat in corners, some whispering, some staring blankly at nothing. Her hands trembled as she hugged her knees. How did I get here? The days felt like years. The food was watery and tasteless. The nights were long and full of strange noises. She barely slept. When she closed her eyes, she saw Adufo's lifeless body. She saw the faces of the men she had met, the places she had been. One afternoon, she sat alone, lost in thought when a loud voice broke the silence. "Nana!" She looked up. A prison guard stood by the bars holding a clipboard. "You have a visitor." Her heart skipped. A visitor? Who would come to see me? Slowly, she got up and followed the guard outside. The bright sun hit her face, making her blink. Then she saw him. A tall man in a military uniform stood with his hands behind his back. Colonel Mensah. Nana's legs felt weak. She knew him. She had been with him once, long ago. His face was serious, but his eyes showed something she hadn't seen in a long time. Concern. "I heard what happened," Mensah said. His deep voice was steady. "You don't belong here." Nana looked down at her dirty prison clothes. "But this is what I deserve." "No," he said firmly. "You made mistakes, but this place will destroy you. I will get you out." Tears burned Nana's eyes. She had prayed for a second chance, but she never thought it would come. Was this it? 3 days later, Nana stood outside the prison gates. She was free. The sun felt different, brighter, warmer, almost as if it was welcoming her back. Colonel Mensah stood beside her. "Where will you go now?" he asked. She took a deep breath. For the first time in years, she knew the answer. "I want to go back to school. I want to start again." Mensah nodded. "Then let's make it happen." With his help, she got into a university. The first time she sat in a classroom, she felt nervous. She was older than most students. But she didn't care. No more parties. No more rich men. No more lies. Just her and her future. Nana's life was finally making sense. She attended her classes, studied hard, and dreamed of a new future. The pain of her past was still there, but she pushed it aside. She wanted to be better. Then one day she met Kwame. He was a wealthy businessman, tall and well-dressed. But more than that, he was kind. He spoke to her with respect, listened when she talked, and never looked at her like she was a prize to be won. They started as friends. Kwame would take her to dinner, send her flowers, and ask about her studies. Nana tried to keep her distance at first, but her heart slowly melted. One evening, as they sat in a quiet restaurant, he held her hand. "Nana," he said softly, "I love you. I don't care about your past. I want to spend my life with you." Tears filled her eyes. She had been waiting for someone to love her like this, to see her as a woman, not a thing to be used. Kwame brought out a small box and opened it. A beautiful ring sparkled inside. "Will you marry me?" Nana covered her mouth, her heart pounding. She had been with many men, but this was different. This was love. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, Kwame, I will marry you." For the first time, she felt she had escaped her past. But she did not know that something deep inside her was still holding on. Marriage was everything Nana had dreamed of. A big house, expensive clothes, and a husband who adored her. Kwame treated her like a queen. But something was wrong. At first, it was just a feeling, like an itch she could not scratch, a hunger that would not go away. She told herself it was normal. She was just adjusting to marriage. But as the weeks passed, it got worse. At night, even with Kwame beside her, her body longed for something else. Her past had trained her to need men, many men. She tried to fight it. She prayed. She read books. She distracted herself. But one night, she lost control. Kwame's security man was young and strong. She found herself in his room, doing what she swore she would never do again. Afterward, she sat on the bed, shaking her head. "What have I done? This is the last time," she whispered. But it wasn't. Next, it was the driver, then one of Kwame's business partners. Each time she promised herself it was over. But it never was. Then, one evening, as she sat in the living room, one of Kwame's closest friends entered. His face was serious. "We need to talk," he said. Nana's hands grew cold. She knew. He knew. Nana stared at Kwame's friend, her hands suddenly feeling weak. "What did you say?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "I need 500,000 cedis," the man repeated, leaning closer. His eyes were cold. Nana swallowed hard. "Why would I give you that kind of money?" He smiled, but there was no kindness in it. "Because if you don't, I will tell your husband everything." Her whole body went cold. The walls of the room felt like they were closing in on her. She shook her head. "Please. You can't do this." "Oh, I can," he said, crossing his arms. "And I will." Nana felt her heart pounding. "Where do you expect me to get that kind of money?" "You are Kwame's wife," he said with a smirk. "Find a way. You have 1 week." Then he stood up, fixed his shirt and walked out, leaving Nana frozen on the chair. That night, she lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Kwame was sleeping beside her, peaceful and unaware. Tears rolled down her face. She had destroyed everything. "What do I do now?" She could not sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the blackmailer's face. There was only one thing left to do. She needed help. The next morning, Nana wore a long dress, covered her hair, and went straight to her church. She could not pretend anymore. As soon as she entered the pastor's office, she fell to her knees. "Pastor, please help me," she cried. The pastor looked at her gently. "Stand up, my daughter." "No," Nana said, shaking her head. "I don't deserve to stand. I am ready to lose my marriage than to continue like this. I have destroyed my life." The pastor sighed. "Tell me everything." Through tears, Nana told him about her past, the cravings she could not control, and the blackmail. When she finished, the pastor was silent for a moment. Then he said, "Nana, there is nothing God cannot do, but you must be ready to fight for your deliverance." She nodded quickly. "I am ready, Pastor. I don't want to live like this anymore." He placed a Bible in front of her. "You will pray for 14 days, morning, afternoon, and night. Pray for mercy, deliverance, and forgiveness." 14 days? Nana asked, wiping her tears. "Yes," the pastor said firmly. "And by the end, you will see what God will do." Nana took a deep breath. She had made mistakes, but maybe, just maybe, this was her chance to be free. Nana knelt beside her bed, her hands shaking as she clasped them together. The room was dark, except for the small candle burning beside her Bible. "God, please help me," she whispered. The first day was the hardest. Her body screamed for what it was used to. She felt like running out, finding a man, anything to stop the emptiness inside her. But she forced herself to stay. She prayed. She cried. By the 3rd day, the headaches started. The hunger from fasting made her weak, but she kept going. On the 7th day, she woke up covered in sweat. The cravings had come again in her dreams. She clenched her fists. "No, I will not go back," she shouted, breathing heavily. On the 10th day, she felt something shift inside her. The weight on her chest was lighter. By the 14th day, Nana opened her eyes and took a deep breath. The cravings were gone. She felt free, truly free. She touched her chest, amazed. The battle was over. A new life had begun. That evening, Nana sat across from Kwame in their living room. Her hands felt cold. Her heart beat fast. She took a deep breath. "Kwame, there's something I need to tell you." He looked at her, his face calm. "What is it, my love?" She swallowed hard. "It's about my past and my mistakes in this marriage." Kwame's eyes darkened slightly, but he didn't say a word. I had a life before I met you," Nana continued. "A life I am not proud of." She paused, gathering strength. "Even after we got married, I struggled. I did things I shouldn't have done." Kwame's face was unreadable. "What things, Nana?" She lowered her head. I slept with other men." The room became silent. Nana felt her heart pounding. She couldn't look at him. "He will hate me. He will leave me." Minutes passed. Then suddenly she felt his hand cover hers. She looked up. His eyes were filled with sadness, but not anger. "I married you because I love you," he said softly. "And I will stand by you." Tears spilled down Nana's face. You don't hate me?" Kwame shook his head. "I hate what happened, but I know you have changed, and I will not let your past destroy our future." Nana sobbed. She had never known love like this. She buried her face in his chest, crying for everything she had lost, everything she had done, and for the new chance she had been given. This was love. Real love. A love that would not let go. Nana woke up feeling strange. Her body was weak, and her stomach felt funny. She tried to stand, but a wave of dizziness hit her. She held the bedpost and took a deep breath. Kwame, still half asleep, noticed her. "Are you okay?" he asked, his voice filled with concern. "I don't know, Nana whispered. "I feel different." She rushed to the bathroom. As she leaned over the sink, she felt her stomach turn again. After a few moments, she wiped her mouth and sat on the floor, breathing heavily. Kwame hurried to her side. "Nana, we are going to the hospital. No argument." At the hospital, Nana sat nervously, waiting for the test results. Her heart pounded in her chest. The doctor finally walked in, holding a file. He smiled warmly. "Mrs. Kwame, congratulations. You are pregnant." Nana's eyes widened. "Jesus," she whispered, covering her mouth with her hands. "I am pregnant?" "Yes," the doctor nodded. "You are going to be a mother." Tears filled her eyes. After everything she had been through, after all the pain, the mistakes, the shame, God had given her this blessing. When she told Kwame, his face lit up. He pulled her into his arms, lifting her off the ground. "Our family's complete," he said, laughing with joy. For the first time in years, Nana felt a kind of happiness she never thought she would have. 9 months later, the hospital room was filled with the cries of newborn babies. Nana lay on the bed, exhausted but overjoyed. The nurse placed 2 tiny bundles in her arms. Twins, a boy and a girl. Nana looked at their tiny faces, her heart bursting with love. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Kwame stood beside her, staring at his children with wonder. "They are perfect," he whispered. Nana swallowed hard. "God, you gave me a second chance," she said, holding the babies close. That night, as she rocked them gently, a thought filled her heart. There are many girls like me out there. Girls who think their mistakes have destroyed their future. She knew what she had to do. She would share her story. She would speak to young women, warn them, guide them, help them escape the darkness before it was too late. And to every girl who felt lost, Nana had one message. There is always a way out. Your past does not define you. It is never too late to start again. I hope this story has inspired you. Your past does not hold you down as long as you are ready to get up and take another bold leap into the future. The future is bright, I can assure you. Thank you for watching my videos. You can encourage me by sending a super thanks and inviting someone to our channel. God bless you.